Well, today is a good day for a nice warm fire. Outside, it's rainy, it's cold. It's the day before Super Bowl Sunday. Go Eagles. I'm the Frugal Gardener. This is Gardening Over 40. And for you guys who are new to the channel, I'm the Frugal Gardener, as I said, and I garden in Zone 7A. That's in West Virginia. I'm in my mid 70s, and what we talk about in this series is how to garden smarter, not harder, when you are older, baby boomers, millennials. We try to make life easier for you guys. So today is it's kind of a special episode because this is about gardening in inclement weather, but it's also about picking up a new skill. I mean, we live in uncertain times. We've already had the pandemic where we didn't know if there was going to be food on the shelves or not. Now we have food rotting in the fields, and we have heat waves. We have uh, possible tariff wars, and we're not sure what's going to happen. So, this is my segue into what I'm going to teach you guys to do today. So, stick with me, and I promise you it'll be worth it. I'm showing you an empty juice container. So, if you watched one or two of my recent videos, you know that this is the beginning of a hydroponics system that is self-made. Self-made by me. Why? Because it's a whole lot cheaper, and it's something that you can do today at home, and the setup takes you about 5 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through this because you'll be surprised how much food you can grow using this system. Yes, this is just one container, and you will need several. As long as they're food grade, this is another. This is one that I am about to set up, and I'm going to use this as an example. This is one that I am currently using, and well, let me just walk you through the whole thing. Basically, um, this is the equipment that you need. This is a very simplified version for beginners. This is something that anybody can do without tools and without a boatload of money. So obviously you need a container. Now I found this container, and it's perfect because if you want to start like very simple, you can buy these seed pods. They already have seeds planted in them, and let me just show you this here. Salad greens. So this one, it's going to germinate in, well, they say 1 to 7 days. It takes about 3 or 4 days for it to germinate. But the beauty of this is it fits right on top. There it is. It's in. It's ready to go. So how does this work? You fill this with water. Just regular, well, I like to use rainwater. You can use spigot water, but if you use spigot water or city water, it's best that you let it set overnight to, release the chlorine or whatever else is in the water. You can use it right away. You don't have to wait, but I'm not on city water anyway, so it's not a big deal to me. Once you put that in, you're going to need to add some nutrients, and you can pick this stuff up at your garden store. And basically, these are two different companies, two different types. They do the same thing pretty much. I put in 2 caps full of the small one, and on the large one, I use a tablespoon of liquid. It goes in here where the water has already been put in. Now, the other thing you have to do, and you're pretty much more than halfway there, is you have to have some sort of aeration. There are different systems. There are people who don't use this. That's another story. I'm trying to show you the fast, easy way to get this done. You're going to need an air stone. So basically, these come in packs of 10. I think it's economical because you're going to probably have more than one of these. You attach that to this tubing, which you'll also need. And that tubing and that air stone is going to go in here. This is what it looks like. Get this out of the way. This is what it looks like. You attach it to here. You put it in here. You're also going to need a Ned pot. I'm going to give you a list and an average of what it will cost for you to get this started up, which is a fraction of what these systems cost if you purchase them online. For something this size, yes, you can get the really, really cheap, cheesy ones, but something this size that's going to hold this much nutrients and give you really, really good harvest. This is nothing. I mean, this is like probably not even $70. So this is it. You're pretty much set. You have your water, you have your nutrients, you have your air hose, you have the line coming out, you have your actual seed, and then it hooks into your pump. This is the last thing. This is active. This is actually, I'll turn this off for the purpose of this video, but you put your line into here. It's just like you do a fish tank, and you're good to go. You're up and running. Now, why should you do this system? Why is this important? Because this is guaranteed food. As long as you have power, you have food. I am deliberately encouraging you to grow lettuce. Lettuce, because it's fast. You can grow lettuce in 2 months. That means you can restart this guy every 2 months, which is 6 different times of year. You can get several harvests out of this. So it's not just that you're going to, plant this once, harvest it, and then have to start over. You can pick off of this several times before you have to replace it. So basically, this is going to give you food to help supplement your income. Of course, it's not going to replace the supermarket, but my goal is to have 8 of these. I've had this system up before. I had to move, so I took everything down, and I'm just getting around to rebuilding it. Now, if you have 8 of these, then obviously you can grow. If you grow 4 different types of vegetables, you can stagger the planting and start one and then wait a couple of weeks before you start the second one. Now, here's the thing. At the end of the day, let's see if I can reach over and get this. This is sort of kind of the finished product. This is only about a month. This is lettuce. Same container, well, identical container and identical setup. And you can see it works. So again, this is not something that you necessarily have to run out and do, right away. But you could, if you wanted to learn this skill, give yourself some practice. I mean, it's like I said, it's basically 5 minutes to set this up. There's really not much else to it. You know, we don't know what's going to happen this summer. Last summer, in July and August, I think we had like 3 good rains the whole summer. So it wasn't a good year for growing. The summer before that was pretty much the same. This is, in my opinion, not to replace your outdoor garden, but this is to augment, this is to offset, this is to add to. In the event that we do have problems in the world, and we do have problems getting certain fruits and vegetables from Mexico or whatever it is. By the way, you can grow tomatoes in this, cherry tomatoes, and over 80% of our cherry tomatoes come from Mexico. You can grow cucumbers in this. And I've done a couple of videos on this already. I intend to do, well, I'm doing another one next week. So if you subscribe and hit the notification bell, you'll know when this video comes up, because again, this is the very, very simplified version. And what I intend to do is show you some of the other things that I've grown on this. I'm in the process of growing tomatoes right now. These are going to get larger. I'm going to start producing more food. And by the time we get into spring and summer, you may be surprised at how much more sophisticated these systems can become without paying. I mean, I looked online. First of all, most of these sophisticated systems, they're nice. Don't get me wrong. But the really nice ones cost you between $500 and $900. Well, because they're made in China, so now you have the tariff. So you're talking about close to $1,000 for the really, really nice ones. The cheap ones, you're going to spend about $500. For this here, I have my little cheat sheet here. These air stones are $6. It's tubing. I'm rounding up. It's really like 5 something. Also $6. The net pots, that's these pots here. Those are $10. The starter plugs, that's these guys here. Well, that varies because what you can do is just get the plain old plugs, not the ones that already have been seeded. And if you want to start, say, today, what I do, this is romaine. I just throw a couple of seeds in here for starters. And when they get around this size, I put them in these starter plugs, because you have, like as I said, you have these plugs that you don't have the seeds in them, and you pretty much put whatever you want to put in them. This lettuce that's grown in here, this is how I started. I started it from my own seed, and then I transferred it in. I'm not sure, yeah, you can't really see right now. But at any rate, I grew this from my own seed, which took a little bit more time, but it was a lot cheaper. And the plant food, we already covered. This pump here is a more expensive pump, but if you're just starting out, or if you just want to have something saved in case you do have to start using this system, I'm sure there are people who are probably going to just, you know, buy what they need for this kit and just store it away for backup. But you can get a pump for like $10. If you've ever had a fish tank, you know you can get those fairly cheap. One last thing I wanted to cover was this guy here. This is basically an extender. This is the part that goes into the pump. So no, you don't have to buy a new pump every time you have a new plant growing. You basically plug this, here's the main, and this, you can run 4 different pots just by adding this to your pump. Now, of course, the pump has to be a decent size, because if it's not powerful enough, it's not going to be able to pump 2, 3, or 4 of these pots. That's the reason why I went with the more expensive pump. But again, if you're trying this for the first time, if you're experimenting, or if you just want to have this on the side, then this is, this is the way to go. Just buy something cheap, something that'll get you started. And once you get going, boom, you're off to the races. I think this is probably one of the more important videos that I've done in a while. I hope you guys, give this a try. If not, pass this video on. Even if whether you do or you don't, please pass this on to friends and relatives, coworkers, neighbors, and stick with me, because I'm going to do a more upscale version of this coming up pretty soon in the next week or two. So that's all I have for now. I appreciate you guys, hanging out with me on this rainy day, and I'll catch you. What if I could show you a way to save roughly $100 a month on your food budget? I don't have to tell you, the prices are going sky high, and I don't see them coming down anytime soon. I'm the Frugal Gardener. Welcome back to my channel. This is Gardening on a Budget. We're in the middle of my Gardening Over 40 series. And for those of you who are in different parts of the world, those of you who have tuned in for the first time, a while back, I asked you guys to hold off on building a system like this. This is my do-it-yourself, my hydroponic system, where I basically take food grade containers, and I deliberately chose different types here to give you an idea so that you don't have to spend the money and convert them into a hydro system, short for hydroponics. Well, I have chosen these 4 containers. I have a few over there that I'll get to later on, but it's time. I mean, the prices are, as I said, are ridiculous. And so I'm going to walk you through what I have done. And if you decide to jump in, I know this is unconventional, but I believe that this is the future of gardening, primarily because the winters are ridiculous. The summers are, last summer, we were in the 90s almost every day. We only had, we had very little rain. So this is my second garden, my secret garden, my backup garden, if you will. So what I have done is taken these juice containers, and in this container, this is salad. Not sure if you can see that. Salad greens, 1 to 7 days to germinate. This is another version of this. So you can see this is further along. I just planted this February the 8th. So this was planted just a few weeks ago. And you can see hydroponics, your vegetables grow faster because they're getting nutrients all the time. And they're getting aeration, which means they're getting air. Now, this is something that I really hope you guys focus in on and pay attention to, because these are cucumbers. Now, people will tell you cannot grow cucumbers indoors because they need to be pollinated. Well, what I learned is not all cucumbers need pollination. This brand of cucumber is self-pollinating. If you're interested, I'll give you more information. Just ask me, just put a comment down below and I will give you the types of cucumbers that you can grow indoors. This is something you're probably familiar with, and this is tomatoes, cherry tomatoes to be precise. So I think by now you probably see where I'm going. So you have tomatoes, cucumbers, and lettuce. There's your salad, but not just any salad. These two here This is a good jumping off point. This is where I recommend that you start, because you get 4 different types of salad: red lettuce, green lettuce, romaine lettuce, butterhead lettuce. That is all from this pack here. And there it is. So if you order this, and no, I'm not being sponsored by anybody, but I'm trying to get you guys in on this and hopefully save you some money and eat healthier. So this is what you get. This is what will come in that package. And this is the plant food. So you basically have what you need to get started. And this is what it looks like. But you have to order the one that says salad greens. There's different types. And you get 6 pods and you're good to go. So you can see Saturday, I believe Saturday is March 1st. So we're still in February. It's a short month, but if you can get 4 different types of salad greens, there's your salads. You can run as many of these as you want, and you'll never run out of salad greens. And then you add your cucumbers, and you add your tomatoes. There's your salad. If you guys, everybody doesn't like salad, if you guys eat 1 salad a week, and let's say hypothetically you spend $25 for dinner. I don't know what you spend, 15, 20, 25, 30, depends. I don't know how many people are in your family, but you get the gist of what I'm saying. If you eat 1 salad a week, if that saves you $25 out of your budget, out of your food budget, then you're saving $100 a month. I mean, it might be 75, might be 50, but a savings is a savings, as far as I'm concerned. So what I've done, my whole goal is to have 8 of these containers. 8 containers, but 4 different greens. So that when this is fully grown and harvested, this is coming up behind it. So you have one that you're harvesting from. And by the way, you don't harvest it all at once. You can go, you take the outer leaves and more leaves will grow. It's called the cut and come again method. A lot of you guys are familiar with that. And when that peters out, you have this one. This will be ready to harvest, and you can start this one over again. Now, as far as the tomatoes are concerned, there are determinate and indeterminate varieties of tomatoes. Some people do not like indeterminate because they grow throughout the season. The vines can get up to 10 or 12 feet long. Yes, they get ridiculously tall. And when that happens, you're going to have to use something besides the grow light. You're going to need full sun. You're going to need some place to put these where you can have full sun, and you'll have tomatoes pretty much all summer. Determinate, excuse me, determinate is pretty much, I guess you figured that out also. You get all your harvest at one time, but it's more concentrated and the height is not nearly as tall as if it was indeterminate. So if you do determinate, then the same thing applies. You're going to want to have more than one going at a time so that you can get continuous tomatoes. We like eggs in our salad, boiled eggs. And in our case, we're fortunate because we have chickens. So whatever you want to add to your salad, cheese or whatever, you would probably have to add that to it. But moving along, I wanted to show you guys this, because this is what you're going to sort of close to what you're going to get once you have things going. Now, I would admit I should have harvested this. This This is not salad. This is collard greens. And I should have harvested these probably a month ago. And I didn't. And then we had a death in the family. And I had to go to Philly. So this isn't looking as good as it did a week ago, because even though I have this on a motor and I have the light on a timer, it's just, I should have just harvested these leaves. What I do with these collard greens is I harvest them, I blanch them, I chop them up, I freeze them until I get enough, or until I decide to make collard greens. So yeah, you can grow more. I mean, I think I read somewhere where there's something like almost 30 different types of vegetables that you can grow using hydroponics. This is bok choy down here, and that is going to have to be also tended to, because it's time for me to move this into a different container. And this is the one. This is the big brother of this tomato plant here. So these are determinate, which again, all of the tomatoes are going to come up pretty much around the same time. But as you can see, it's way bigger than the one that I showed you. And this is where it's growing. The difference between growing these and growing in what I thought I had over here, but I moved it away, is this. When you buy one of those kits, this was given to me by the Frugal Daughter. I have another one by the Frugal Son. It's nice, it's cute. You put your 3 pods in there, and basically it does the same thing. This is what you get, and it comes with a light and a motor, and this is what you grow in. Here's the difference. This is a huge difference. This is the container. This is the reservoir. This is where the water's held. You can see here, this is all that needs to be cleaned up because I don't use it like I did in the past. But when you look at the size of this is for 3 of these pods. Now look at the size of this. This coffee can, volume-wise, holds more than this, which means you're going to have more roots, you're going to have more aeration, and you're going to get larger plants. That's the difference. That's what I've been trying to explain to you guys for a couple of videos now. This will work. It works fine. I have nothing against it. But if you're talking about volume, I'm trying to approach this from a practical matter. I'm trying to, get you guys to understand why this is a good idea. We don't know what the summer's going to be like. We don't know how hot it's going to be. I will be gardening outside this summer and probably every summer till the day I die, or am unable to. But this is my backup garden. I used to shut this down when the spring came, and this year I'm not going to do that. This year, this is my backup garden because, again, look at the size here of how much this will hold in terms of water, and then look at the size of these jugs. I mean, these are, if they're not gallon jugs, they're close to it. You get the point I'm trying to make. Once you get this set up, basically, you're going to check and make sure that the water level stays high, and you're going to put some of this plant food in like every 10 days. I usually put in 2 caps full. For something smaller like this, you would use 1 cap full. And I'm going to go over the lighting system probably in the next video. But now that spring is, less than 2 weeks away, I am probably going to be relying more on the sun like I'm doing here. I'm going to harvest this and I'm going to probably take this out and put something more that I can use in another salad. So that will give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 7 of my 8 containers, and then I'm set. So that's what I'm going after. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to see. It's not just a novelty. It's not just for fun. It's not just to have something to do. You don't have to deal with the bugs. You don't have to deal with soil. You don't have to deal with heavy lifting. You don't have to deal with, adding a lot of different nutrients, running back and forth to the store. Basically, what you need is there. So once you get this thing set up, once you get it going, it almost runs itself. Almost. I mean, you do have to tend to it. You do have to make sure that everything is as it should be. Like I said, I was out of town for several days, and so there are some areas that I can see that look a little peaked and need a little bit of attention. It's time for me to add some more nutrients to some of them, but that is basically it. So I'm encouraging you guys, start small, start here. Just get a couple of containers, get one of these. I think this is probably around 20 bucks. I'm not sure. I can look it up and get back to you on it. But just imagine how much you'll be able to save over time if you make your own salad. And just think about how healthier you will be. So that is it for today. I am going to give you guys a link. I'll put this in the bottom of where the comments are, because every time we do one of these videos, I give you, well, it's kind of a mini segment called Free or Almost Free. And this one is called Chip Drop. Chip Drop. Again, I will put it down. A lot of times I say I'm going to do it, and then I forget. But if it's not down there right away, check back a day or two later, and you'll see it down there. And I apologize in advance if I don't get it in right away. What it is, basically, is a company. They go around and they cut down trees and they run them through the chipper, and they end up with all these wood chips, mulch, if you will. And if they're in your neighborhood, they will give it to you for free. The truck comes, they drop it off, it's yours. Now, the thing that you do need to know is that sometimes it's a lot, and sometimes it has, what's a good way of putting it? There's other things grind up in there besides just the chips. Most people are happy with it. There have been a few people who have complained about it, but depending upon what you want to use it for, I think it might be something worth looking into. And again, it's totally free, doesn't cost you a dime. So, I'm the Frugal Gardener. Thank you guys for spending time with me. Please, please like and repost this, because I'm trying to get my subscribers up. I'm trying to get more eyeballs on my channel. And remember, when you grow your own food, you'll always know where it comes from. I'll catch you guys in a few days with a new video.